on fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to me. Sit down, 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 down. Sympathy.
Evening, everyone. Evening. It's been a different show tonight. I'm going to talk about a certain manager I think always slips under the radar. Never really got recognised what he achieved at Arsenal, but there's also a difference tonight because there is a prize or two prizes to be won tonight. By there's going to be a little 10-question competition, 5 questions, then bit more than another 5. The way I'm going to do it to make it fair, right, so there's no cheating, is the first person that pops the correct answer into the question gets a point. Okay, now all the answers are in this show. There's no dodgy ones or anything like that. As it says at the bottom there, listen hard, as there is a prize to be won. And basically, the prize will be a customised mug like that. That's Lee Gunner's one, right? Or if you are not an Arsenal fan, it can be any club you like, yeah. And you'll get one of these as well, a customised keyring fob thing that my wife makes. She makes all of this stuff. She does crafting and all that. So, listen hard, okay? Because I say it's a pretty easy quiz. All the questions are in here. All the answers, rather, are in here. So give it a go. And the thing is, big thanks to the long-haired Yeti. This is his idea. He gave me the idea to do this. So if it all goes tits up, I'm blaming him, basically. But we'll give it a go. Anyway, let's get into this one, right? Bertie Mee. Basically, he was the club's physio and became manager at the end of the 65-66 season. Former manager Billy Wright was dismissed by the club after a season of discontent, basically, by the fans. The fans, Arsenal were in going nowhere, not doing anything. And don't forget, the Arsenal fans had seen Spurs win the double in the 60-61 season, which was not a really happy time. So the fans were really showing their anger, right? They were boycotting the games. I mean, one particular game, obviously I wasn't there, but just 4,554 fans turned up for the home Leeds United game in May 1966. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Which is the lowest crowd for a first team game ever at Highbury. At the end of that game, right, basically, a bugler stood on the North Bank and played the last post, showing that they were so unhappy with what was happening at the Arsenal that they had to do that. At that game, also, the unhappiness was to the point that bonfires were being lit on the North Bank. So, and big up Yeti, big up to you, mate. I'll be joining you later to watch the game, the Germany game. So, something had to change. And Arsenal that season finished in 14th place, 4 points off relegation, and the right must go chants were all around the ground, and they had been for weeks. So pretty much that ended Billy Wright's time, who'd not really done anything at the club, to be fair. Good footballer in his day, but really hadn't achieved anything. And so the club and the fans were in a bit of a mess. Don't know what was going to happen, who's going to come in, what was going to go on. But Arsenal, being Arsenal, decided they would appoint the club physio as the new manager, Bertie Mee. Now, that was looked upon a little bit, frowned upon by the Arsenal faithful, thinking, yeah, but he's just a physio. What's he going to achieve? What's going on? What's happening? Anybody seen this before? Yeah, maybe. What's happening nowadays at the end of the day? So anyway, it went on. So in the 66-67 season, Bertie Mee appoints Dave Sexton as first team coach. And Don Howe also joined the coaching team after a very badly broken leg, which basically ended his playing career in September 66. Now, that was a very smart move. Very smart move. And we'll see as we go through this how it did start to change things at what was happening at Arsenal at the time. So Bertie Mee wanted to change. He had this real thing. He had this passion that he didn't like the all red Arsenal shirts. He just thought, no, we've got to go back to our roots. We've got to go back. Bertie Mee was a very, very traditionalist type of person. He didn't like this all red shirt. It wasn't working. The fans didn't like it. So he basically said, no, I want to go back to the red shirt, white sleeves. But unfortunately, the FA refused it, right? Because the club had left the application too late. So, but that was annoying. Bertie Mee was very upset about that. But the FA did allow Arsenal to use the red shirt, white sleeve in the FA Cup competition, which was a bit of an odd thing. If they let it do in the FA Cup, why couldn't they do it in the league? It was a bit of bollocks, really, because both competitions are run by the same people. It's not like nowadays you've got the Premier League and you've got the FA. Bit of an odd one. And Bertie Mee was not happy about that. He thought it was basically putting something on Arsenal that the FA didn't like. So we'll see what happens. We'll see the outcome of this as it develops. So the season starts. They now have 2 home kits. The first time any football club in English football history has 2 home shirts. The all red for the league and the red and white for the FA Cup. Strange one. Was that the start of what we see nowadays? I don't know, but it was odd at the time. So the other thing they did, right, was they allowed them to change the kit for the FA Cup. So that season they had the home kits, and we just discussed. The other thing they did, on the away kit, they put on, for the first time, a cannon facing west, whereas it had always faced east. Some people say that was arrogance by Bertie Mee towards the FA to say, well, we're doing this, and if you don't like it, unlucky. But I don't know about that. It's only what I've been heard, what I've read about. It was that his distrust of the FA. He was not happy with it at all. So seasons progressed. Late September, Arsenal, by a certain iconic player, manager, if you want to get it, was George Graham. £50,000 Arsenal paid Chelsea for him, and part of the deal was Tommy Baldwin from Arsenal going the other way to Chelsea. So you know, that was something that was interesting at the time. But Baldwin, interestingly, at that time had scored Arsenal's first game in the league. So what was the point of getting rid of him? But Bertie Mee had an ambition, and he decided that basically Baldwin wasn't good enough. He wanted a striker in, proven. George Graham was basically scoring one goal every 2 games at Chelsea, so he deemed him the better player. So in came George Graham, out went Tommy Baldwin. So in the league, this was Arsenal's first time in the League Cup. Basically because before they'd said, nah, not interested, because the League Cup was not compulsory for a first division team or any team to play in. But they decided, yeah, we'll have a go at this. Maybe because of the fact that it hadn't achieved anything in Division 1, hadn't achieved anything in the FA Cup for years. So they may have thought, well, okay, fair enough. We're going to have a little pop at the League Cup. So we also signed a certain player from Huddersfield Town for £50,000, a guy called Bob McNabb, unbelievably good defender. And Arsenal had just spent £100,000. That's wow. Back then, that's a lot of money. Seriously. So Arsenal have got ambitions. Bertie Mee was a very, very strong character that decided that Arsenal, we need to go down this direction. Okay. You just got to go, and we've got to fight for it. And the board at Arsenal, I think, because of the fact of his influence, decided we're going to go down this and we are going to spend some money. Unlike, well, unfortunately, Arsenal do spend money now. They do, but we buy the wrong players, in my personal opinion. But so we bought in these players. And at the time, that was the highest fee ever paid, right? Highest fee ever paid for a fullback. £50,000 for a fullback. That was something quite extraordinary. But Arsenal finished 7th in the league and progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup, which was a big improvement. That was a massive improvement from the seasons previously. And, you know, that sort of put where Bertie Mee was going to put his stamp on the club. So, recap on that one. There are some answers in there to the quiz, right? There are some answers in there. I'll just do some of the chat, man. Malcolm Williams, big up, man. Big up, Jez. A great picture of Maradona there. Fantastic. Longhead Yeti, big up. Hey, Mike. And big up to the Yeti. So, the 67-68 season joins us, right? Arsenal are now back in their traditional red and white sleeve shirts from the league season. Something Bertie Mee had fought for. Don Howe was appointed head coach after Dave Sexton had left. Now, I think, I might be wrong in saying this. I think this is when Dave Sexton left for Man United, when he eventually became their manager, and they got relegated in 74. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right in saying that. So Bertie Mee, however, had got Don Howe working to improve the defence, but also to resolve some reoccurring discipline issues. 3 gunners, right? 3 of them were sent off in the space of 4 days. Bertie Mee was incensed by that. And he was a real disciplinarian. And you'll see what happens in a little bit. So, in the space of 4 days, Burnley League Cup saw Bob McNabb sent off in the game. Then Frank McClintock and Peter Story in different incidents again away at Turf Moor in the league. And the referee, referee Jim Carr said Story was dismissed for a right flow of language to describe refs in generally, especially me. So I think we can all work out what was going on there. So basically, Frank McClintock just got a ticking off. Got no punishment. It was like, don't be a naughty boy, right? So Story was dismissed out of that game, but was suspended for 14 days. And McNabb was also suspended for 14 days, which Bertie Mee was livid about. Two of his key players, right? They're pushing on in the league. They're doing quite well, but they're now out for 14 days. So Bertie Mee, right, being the stickler for discipline that he was, okay, made Story and McNabb as their punishment for 1 month during the time that the 14 days they were suspended, in the home games, and for another 2 home games. His punishment was that they had to clean the dressing room, the home dressing room, for a month. So I think that shows the intent that Bertie Mee had with the club. So the team reached then their first League Cup final, having entered it for the first time, and ended up playing Don Revie's up and coming iconic Leeds United team, only to lose 1-0 in what was apparently, obviously I've never seen the game, a very dull defensive game. Both teams were cancelling each other out because Don Howe had basically improved Arsenal's defence to the point not many teams could get through, but then again, our strike force also wasn't good enough to get through the iconic Don Revie Leeds United's defence. So Arsenal in their first League Cup final went out, and it was a big disappointment to the Arsenal fans, having not been to Wembley for a hell of a long time. So this is when Bertie Mee decided he was going to really mix it up at Arsenal now. So what he did, Arsenal finished 9th in Division 1 at the end of the season, out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and it was very disappointing. So the fans were thinking, well, are we really going forward? Well, yeah, okay, we got to our first League Cup final, but we went out to a very good Leeds United team that was progressing under Don Revie. So Bertie Mee decided, that he was going to bring in a 10 quiz question. Any new potential Arsenal signing would be required to research the history of the club. And that stayed until, I think, the Terry Neal days, because his belief was, and his statement was this, he wanted a pretty easy 10 quiz question for any new signings, he stated, this is a club of honour and tradition. You have to know this and its history. Don't see that anymore. You wouldn't get that now. How many players, How many players now at Arsenal could answer, or any new players coming in, could answer a 10 quiz question about the history of Arsenal Football Club? I wonder. I just wonder about that. So I just find the fact that what he was trying to do, he was trying to bring and keep the honour and tradition of the Arsenal badge and of the club. So, yeah. Anyway, here we are. Here's the first part of the quiz, right? All the answers have been in that last little bit, right? They're all there. So, how this is going to work, right? This is how it's going to work. I'm going to ask the question. The first person that gets the right answer, right? I've got to get a bit of paper here. Hang on. The first person that gets the right answer will get a point. If somebody comes in after that and gets the right answer, unlucky, because it's the first person to get the right answer, and you'll get to win one of them, the bruised banana key ring, and you can't buy them, they're my wife's, and a mug of that description, whatever your name on it. So here we go. Eyes down, people. Listen carefully. If you're interested in doing this, you don't have to. So, question 1. Who was the manager Bertie Mee took over from? It's all very quiet. Yeah, you got it. Connor Martins, you got it. So Connor Martins got it. No, surname's fine. Connor Martins. So you get a point, mate. You've got a point. Make sure you keep a count. Right, so question 2. Okay. This is easy. Let's just go. Hang on, before we do that, let me just go, because the chat's running away with itself here, and I'm going to lose track of where I'm going now. If you told a player today what their punishment was to clean the change rooms, they would have been on the phone to their agent crying, it's so embarrassing how things have changed. Yeah, that was how it was. Mike says, I'm sweaty. All you should tell Mike is, yeah, nice one, mate. Good try. Henry says, I think Bertie Mee had the great idea to do that, and all clubs should do it. Yeah, this guy went under the radar, man. I think he was a class manager. Sigma Romeo 76, I'm better than AJ and say none. Ian McCauley, none, and they're not even footballers anymore, they're athletes. True. Great point, man. Great point. Mike says, okay, Jez, let's go. So hang on. Here we go. Aces, yeah, the bruised banana classic 91 away kit. Yeah, absolutely. One of my favourite kits. Yeah, Mama, as you say, first correct answer gets a point. That's it. That's the whole thing of it. No, that's all right, mate. You got Billy. You got right. That's good enough for me. Right. Next question. Next question is this one. It's easy. This is easy. What was Bertie Mee's former job at Arsenal? Well done, Connor. Yeah, well done to you, mate. You got another point there. You're in very quick there. So you got 2 points, my friend. Well done. By the way, I will just say that these little babies are available. If you want one, the wife will make them. They're no money, basically. And if you want a mug, she can make you a mug as well. But anyway, just do some more of this. Yeti's obviously on something, smoking something. Bob the Builder. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good answer, mate. Mama's right. Oh, Mama's writing it down. Well done, Mama. Mike says, sorry, Jez, thankfully you stopped yourself there. Yep, I did, mate. Yep. You caught me out once. You ain't catching me out again. That was a while back. Arsenal First says, I need one of them key rings. Yeah, I can get you one, man. I can get just contact me. I can get you one. I think they're only, I think she sells them for a couple of quid, man. Not a lot of money. Big up Dr. Seema Butts, Arsenal FC proctologist. Big up Jez and chat. Big up to you, my friend. And good lad, Yeti. That's a proper warm up. Yeah. Right. So let's just get through. Yeah. Yeti's obviously been listening very well, saying that he was a bin man. Oh, Arsenal First missed the question because I can't help the adverts, bro. Sorry about that. Yeah, they are bloody annoying at times. I won't lie, but I can't help it. Stop messing with the Indo weed at long head. Yeah, man, what are you doing? Yeah, seriously. I'll DM me, mate, on Instagram. No problem. I'll sort it out, bro. No problem. Not a problem. Kyle Walsh. Good up, Kyle. Good to see you, bro. Be up, Jez. I will never forget the pleasure I had to spend the day with Sammy Nelson and Charlie Jules at the 06 Carling Cup final. The 06. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Okay, right. Question number 3. Okay. How much did George Graham cost and who left the club in what deal? How much did George Graham cost and who left in the same deal? Yeah, well done, Hendon. You got it. Hendon Guna got that one. Question 3. Hendon Guna got a point. Well done, man. So Hendon Guna. So at the moment, Connor's got 2. Hendon's got 1. So it's an interesting game. Right. It's actually quite tricky doing this. It's actually dodgy. Donna talks football. Wagman, Mr. Collins. I can stay in chat. I promise I'll be a good girl if you can tell me Mama Frost said to throw me out. No, you're okay. Don't be an idiot. You're fine. Yeah, it was 50k for George Graham and Baldwin went the other way to Chelsea. True. So you got half the answer there, Connor. It was the 100 grand was for Bob McNabb and George Graham in total. So Elias says, where did Kenny go? Is he quit YouTube? No, he hasn't, mate. No, not at all. No, I spoke to Kenny only today. He's taken some time out, man. Taking some time out. That's all. That's all he's doing. He'll be back. Don't worry. He's cool. Right, question 4. How many points off relegation were Arsenal in Billy Wright's last season? Bearing in mind they ended up 14th. They ended up 14th. How many points off relegation were they? No right answers yet. No, they ended up 14th. How many points off relegation from 14th to bottom? Nobody's getting this one. Nobody's getting this one. Interesting. No. Yeah, well done, Arsenal First. You got it. Yeah, Arsenal First. 4 points. Well done. Arsenal First. So in the lead is Connor at the moment. Connor is in the lead. So last question for this section. Last question. This is a bit of a tricky one. Okay. Who was the referee at Turf? And I did mention his name 3 times. Who was the referee at Turf Moor who sent off McClintock and Story? He sent off for foul and abusive language at Turf Moor. I did mention his name 3 times to make sure it was out there. Yeah, I mentioned it 3 times, Connor. To put it out there. Rewind the stream. Come on, mate. You're in the race. You're in the race. You got 2 points. No, it wasn't Bob McNabb. Dwayne. No. No. Okay. Bit of a tough one, that one. Bit of a toughie. Yeah, that's not the question, Anthony. But thanks, mate. I know Blackburn knocked us out of the FA Cup under Billy Wright and Blackburn finished bottom. Yeah. Right. Maybe I'll ask a different question then. Maybe that was a bit of a difficult one. Okay. Right. Okay. This is a quick one then. Right. The punishment, right? The punishment to the 2 players sent off at Burnley at Turf Moor. What did Bertie Mee punish them and what did he make them do? There you go. Maybe that's an easier one. And for how long? Yeah. I want to know how long. Arsenal first, cleaning the changing rooms. I'm going to take Connor's, mate. I'm going to take Connor because he actually has got it right. Cleaning the home dressing room for a month, which is what he did. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Connor on that one because he got it right first time. Connor, so you, mate, are in first spot at the moment. You have got 3 points. Okay. So fair play to you. Well done, man. Well done. You actually, the reason I'm going with that is because he actually got the term right. It was changing the dressing, cleaning the changing rooms, but big old Aaron, good to see you, mate. But it was actually for 1 month. So yeah, fair play to him for that one. So just do this chat bit by a thread. Yeah, well done, mate. Well done. You're in the mix. Was that up by 2? And Josh says, evening everyone, evening mate. Glad you're joining. This is a bit of a fun chat tonight. Anyway, let's move this on. So 68-69. Don Howe, got to get me notes. Don Howe is encouraged by Bertie Mee to impose his style of play on the team further. Okay, so, and almost all the Fairs Cup and double winning team players in the first team. So they're now building a great team, right? Arsenal are building it up. They're bringing the improvements in. the actual style of play is far more positive than it had been under Billy Wright. So the improvements to the squad basically showed, and with Don Howe's tactical prowess and showing between August and September, Arsenal were top, but eventually ended up fourth with Don Revie's Leeds United again, right, finishing in first. I mean, this Leeds United time back then was quite something. Quite some team that. I mean, some of the players they had, man, in Billy Bremner, Eddie Giles, Lorimer, you know, their goalkeeper Gary Sprake, Wales international he was, Norman Hunter, played for England in the 66 World Cup. It was quite a setup, quite a tough team. So Arsenal now had qualified for the Fairs Cup for the first time since 63-64 season. And we're now in their second consecutive League Cup final, right? Losing 3-1 in extra time, yeah, to third division, right? Swindon Town. I mean, having been 1-0 down, late into injury time, Bobby Gould got the equaliser, but it was to no avail. In November 68, Arsenal wore their new yellow and blue away kit. Now that was, in my opinion, one of the best kits ever. So they wore the yellow and blue at that cup final, the 68-69. You know, yes, that was a Leeds golden era. They were a team and a half, mate, and they had some proper leg breakers in that team. Seriously. And be up, Gracie. Hope you're well, and your happy 19th for I think it was Friday. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a great time and didn't get drunk too well. You're in the you know, you're old enough now. You can do what you like. Anyway, so you know, basically, Arsenal League Cup final knocked out by third division Swindon Town. Big embarrassment. So they'd moved away basically from the traditional blue away kit or the white away kit that they'd used in the 40s to the now iconic yellow and blue shirt, which I love that shirt personally. But the FA Cup again ended in the fifth round, losing to West Brom 1-0 at the Hawthorns. A certain John Radford, who had just joined Arsenal in 62 as a youth player, had turned pro in February 64, was progressing very nicely, and he went on basically become a legend in my opinion, a legend of the club. So 69-70 season arrives, yeah, and listen, you know, all the questions, guys, for the second part of the quiz are in this. They're all there, right? There's no spurious one. They're all there, man. So Billy bites your ankles, Bremner. Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Hit the like button, people. Smash the likes up, people. Whilst you're here, it does help the channel, get it out there and all that sort of dramas. So hang on. Oh, what's happened here? Oh. Don't know what's happened there. But sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. Anyway, so 69-70, big season. Huge season for Arsenal Football Club. Bertie Mee this season gave debuts to Charlie George, Eddie Kelly, and a certain Ray Kennedy. Absolute class player. And he basically building all the major parts for the next two campaigns. So finishing 12th in the league, out of both cups in the third round, would normally be seen as not good, would it? not good. But Bertie Mee and the team had an ace up their sleeve. Arsenal competed in Europe for only their second time, yeah, and they were in the Intercity Fairs Cup, as its proper name was back then, yeah, and they played Glentoran, Sporting Club de Portugal, Rouen, and Dynamo Baku, and they were all knocked out by Arsenal before the two-stage final against the Belgian team Anderlecht, playing in Brussels. The first leg away did not go well, with Anderlecht winning 3-1 in Brussels on a very foggy, horrible evening. Only a late goal by Kennedy given Arsenal a small glimmer of hope. The return game at Highbury had a totally different style, as the opening 20 minutes was pretty poor, with both teams trying to get the upper hand. Anderlecht could not basically insert the authority on the game that they had at home. So, as in the first leg, it was basically down to the aerial power of Arsenal. But Arsenal in that first leg just couldn't get it over the line. But at Highbury, John Radford and the skills of George Armstrong, Jules Graham and Eddie Kelly that won the day. Eddie Kelly scored on 25 minutes with a half volley, and then on 70, so Arsenal go 1-0 up, so it's now 3-2. Bearing in mind, this is in the day when the away goal rule counted, right? So, 75 minutes, John Radford, totally unmarked, scored from a header. Then a minute later, John Samuels, another very underrated player at Arsenal Football Club, scored from 12 yards to seal the win 4-3 at Highbury. So, Arsenal have won their first ever European trophy at the second time of asking, which, yeah, that's pretty damn decent. You can't knock that. So the Arsenal at Highbury, the place was rocking. It was going mental. And the cup basically was handed to Frank McClintock, and Arsenal had won their first Euro trophy. Fans joined the players on the pitch, with many players being, put on their shoulders of the fans, paraded around the pitch as they took the cup round from the west to the north bank to the east. Sorry, from the east to the north bank to the west clock end and back. And it was party all the way pretty much from there on for the rest of that night in North London, Highbury. But Peter Marinello had appeared and was given his debut by Bertie Mee this season. Now, this guy been bought from Hibernian, right, was going to be the next George Best, but it never really happened. The papers had bigged him up. He was going to be the Scottish George Best. It never happened. Good player, but not the levels of the great player that George Best was. And he scored on his debut, ironically, he scored in his debut at Man United. He scored in a game where Arsenal lost 2-1. But to be compared against George Best, a bit nonsensical, really. Good player, never made it. And the press has got worse. Hendon says, "Hi, Gracie May. Happy birthday. Hope your leg injuries are healing well." Gracie says, "Yes, it was good. Thanks. Couldn't drink as I've been at work." Yeah, we don't work too hard, Grace. Grace, May, good evening. Yellow and blue Arsenal away kits hit the best. Yeah, up there with my favourite kit, man. Aaron says, doesn't get much smarter than that yellow top. No, the yellow and blue, mate, was to me the best away kit ever. Connor Martin, especially old school. Sydney Baxter, Bosch, big up, Jezza, big up to you, my friend. And slut the granny out the lights, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Disgracia from Alan. Henry Ray, Arsenal should never have left Highbury. No, I agree, but unfortunately, factors came into the equation that they had to, man. Unfortunately. Sigma says, facts, Henry Ray, we were competing at Highbury. We were. Where you tell me how much we've competed since? Well, we have, but not to the level we were. Arsenal first, Highbury will only ever be the true home of the Arsenal. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Totally agree. It is, once you leave your homeland, I think it just goes all wrong, personally. But we move on. We move on. And we come into the iconic 70-71, Arsenal's first Division 1 and FA Cup season. The win in Europe had acted like a bit of a springboard for Arsenal. For the team, Arsenal became the fourth double winning team after Preston North End in 1888-89, Aston Villa in 89, 96, 97, and of course Spurs in 60, 61. And this is the iconic thing, right? This is the interesting thing. Yeah. Right. We're going to get into that. Arsenal started well, beating Man United 4-0 at Highbury, but it all went a bit sideways the following month between beaten at Stoke 5-0. Highbury, though, that season, right? Yeah. Listen, it's all in the quiz. Highbury was a fortress as Arsenal went unbeaten all season at home. Charlie George, the flamboyant forward, was having a great season, born in Islington. A fan as a boy, schoolboy, whatever you know, he used to stand on the North Bank. Joined Arsenal as a schoolboy player in 66. This was to be Charlie's year, scoring 12 goals in all comps, right, in league, cups, and Europe. The Arsenal, don't forget, was still competing in having won the Intercity Fairs Cup the year before. They're still, as defending champions, competing. Yeah, so they're still having a pop, but unfortunately, they've gone well, but before being knocked out by FC Cologne in the sixth round, 2-2 on the away goals rule. Arsenal had won 2-1 at Highbury, but we lost 1-0 away in Germany. So Arsenal were out, disappointment, and yeah, it was all going a bit like annoying. But in the league, Arsenal were to play Liverpool in the FA Cup on a roasting hot afternoon on the 8th of May, 1971. And it was like 28 degrees that day. And if you're in the ground, even hotter. It was a seriously hot day. Arsenal just picked Leeds to the title by 1 point after losing away at Leeds. But then beating Stoke 1-0 at home and winning the title at Spurs. With Ray Kennedy scoring the goal. The cup final basically was the big day out. The big day out. At Josh Gain, AFTV is garbage. They only say or do what they know the delusional Arsenal fans want to hear. Facts. Sigma says change is inevitable for growth, but only if growth occurs for the better. With the change, and unfortunately, it's not really happened. No, it hasn't. It's stagnated. Henry Ray Baker, change is needed, but Arsenal made a huge mistake of leaving. Yeah, but unfortunately, they had to do it, sadly. Ian says, I lived on Caledonian Road near here, and I know it well, when I worked in London back in the day memory. Yeah, I know Caledonian Road very well, mate. Henry Ray Baker, Ian Barron, Darlington fan. Yeah, big up to Ian, bro. Big up to Ian. Winning the league in that shithole is something they or I will never forget. Aaron says, Jez, the knowledge is so good, it's a joke. Love listening to these shows. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And Ian says, at Ian Barron, good evening, bro. Good evening to you, mate. So here we are. Right, 8th of May, 1971, 28 degrees at Wembley, 3 o'clock kickoff. The game, basically, I was there. The game basically was not a great game of football, to be fair. Both teams cancel each other out. 0-0, 90 minutes. So it's going to go to extra time. Now, you've got to remember, this is back in the day when if games go to replay, go to extra time and nothing happens, it goes to a replay. So, you know, hang on, let's just pull that curtain, man. Do my idiot. So, it's not a day out for the fans, but it's a bit of a nightmare if you can't get to the replay game. So, anyway, there we are. It's 0-0 at 90 minutes, right? Boiling hot day. People are like literally melting. It was that hot. And extra time starts. And within 2 minutes of extra time, Steve Highway scores for Liverpool. Legend player for Liverpool Football Club. Went on to achieve greatness at Liverpool. Scores the goal. Oh dear. Wow. But then, 9 minutes later, a very underrated Arsenal player, Eddie Kelly, right? Eddie Kelly scores the equaliser. Now, this is a debate for years and years and years and years. But if you look at the replays of it, of the game, the goal was originally credited to George Graham. But when you actually look at the replays, George Graham never actually touched the ball. So it is now, it's been actually credited to Eddie Kelly. So quite rightly, because even George Graham, in his years as manager of Arsenal Football Club, said, I never touched the ball. He never touched the ball. So anyway, there we are. Anyway, game progresses. It's heading towards the end of the game. Arsenal fans are in the stands like this, and Liverpool fans are like this. There's no penalty shootout in them days. It's a replay, right, at a neutral ground. So everybody like, oh man, come on, you know what's going on, and you can see the players are flagging. The heat and players were going down with cramp and everything like that. And anyway, incredible moment. This is probably one of the most incredible. Yeah, I mean, apart from the 79 Cup final I was at, this one is like, as a little 10-year-old, iconic. John Radford passes the ball, 20-yard pass into Charlie George, who from 12 yards bangs an absolute unstoppable shot past the Liverpool keeper, Ray Clements. And you can see the Liverpool players just collapsing the fatigue, the heat, the game, everything. And Charlie George did the iconic. He fell on his back with his hands in the air. One of the greatest goal celebrations, I think, was brilliant. I think it was brilliant. And Arsenal, having beaten Spurs down the lane, had won the league, pipped the great Leeds United team to the title, had now beaten the up-and-coming Liverpool team to win their first double, to equal Spurs, the rivals. But the point is, Arsenal played 51 games that season to get to that in the league and cups. Forget Europe, forget the Europe bit. 51 games in the cup finals, the FA Cup, League Cup, and the league. Quite something, really. But probably one of the most iconic cup finals, in my opinion, ever. Jolien says, your knowledge is unmatched. It will take me years to learn a quarter of what you know, Jez. Love. Cheers, man. Thank you. I'm just old. I've been around a long time. Hendon says, you were 10-year-old when that 71 fine was on. I was, mate. I was there with my granddad. Mike says, I was just about to say, how is that sunlight not annoying you? Yeah, this time of the day, the sun comes round to the west, and it's a bit annoying at times. Well, it's not, because it's summertime, isn't it? So I'm not going to moan about that. I'm not going to moan. Yeah, fair play. Connor says, fair play to George Graham. Yeah, he did. He actually said, as Arsenal manager, I never touched the ball. Henry Ray Baker. Yes, I saw that game, Jez. It was nerve-wracking. I didn't agree with replays in finals. Yeah, they were a bit annoying, weren't they? You know, if you're at the game, if you were at the original game, but then you couldn't actually get to the replay, right? That was a bit disappointing, because the replay games used to be like at Villa Park, or it used to be mainly at Villa Park, I think. So yeah, I never went to a cup final replay, actually, but Hendon says Charlie George admitted he was too knackered to be on his feet to celebrate after scoring. Yeah, he had cramp, didn't he? He went down with cramp just before scoring that goal. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, good point, man. Good point. Luke says, hi, Jez. Sorry, just home. No worries, man. No worries. We haven't had a decent yellow away kit in ages. Surely we're due one. I think we've moved away from it, man. I think we've moved away from those kits now. It's all these black and gold and all that sort of stuff. And it seems to have gone that way now. So I don't know. I love the yellow, blue sleeve shirts. I think they were simplicity. Yeah, with the blue cannon up there facing east, not west. Says it all to me. That's how it should be. Anyway, the end part of this is, right, the 71-72 season was pretty uneventful. Yeah, didn't really do a lot. And Arsenal got into their second consecutive FA Cup final. But we lost to Don Revie's Leeds United 1-0. And Arsenal really were now about to hit another barren time. Players were leaving. Players like I think it was 74, Ray Kennedy went to Liverpool and achieved greatness, winning league titles, European titles. Sadly, passed away from an illness, which was tragic. And Arsenal now were going a bit downhill. So Bertie Mee left at the end of the year, the 75-76, which brought in an ex-Arsenal player, Terry Neal. And we know all about that because in his second, in his season, in 76-77, he got to the cup final against Ipswich Town, where we lost 1-0. Then the 78, sorry, got that wrong. 77-78, he got to the cup final against Ipswich Town, where we lost 1-0. 78-79, the iconic 3-2 against Man United. And then 79-80, where we lost to second division West Ham. So that was when basically Terry Neal got hounded out. So that's about sums it all up, people. This is the last part of the quiz. So eyes down. I'll just go through some of these comments here. Black and gold kits are cold, but for the third kit, yeah, I don't know. Why do you have to have a third kit? I don't understand it. Aaron says, to be fair, I wouldn't mind another gold one like O2, but yeah, I want another yellow one. Yeah, fact. Ian says, away kit is black, season coming. Yeah, well, we're going to see, man, aren't we? Aaron says, Ian Macaulay, yeah, not a fan. Yellow is our colour. They neglected it for a good while. Yeah, too long. The yellow and blue, or the bruised banana, as I always call them. That one, which is the key ring. You can win with your mug, cup, coffee cup, what mug, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we'll see. Right, so just to these comments, yeah, we mourn Ray Kennedy, gone too soon. Yeah, Ray Kennedy, he was a legend of a player in my book. My opinion, class. And what happened to him is so sad to die. Didn't he? Was it? I can't remember now. He got. I can't remember. He got some horrible disease, didn't he? Was it? I can't remember. Was it Alzheimer's or something or whatever? Motor neuron. I can't remember. Well done, Hendon. Well done, man. Parkinson's. Yeah, Parkinson's. Well done, man. Well done. Right. Here we go. Eyes down, people. All these answers I've just mentioned. Right? So, here we go. Who did Arsenal lose to in the 68-69 League Cup final? First question gets the point. League Cup final, 68-69. Yeah, well done, Aaron. Aaron's got that. It was Swindon Town. Let's write your name down. Where you gone? Aaron. Remember, Aaron got the point on that one. Right. So, question 2. All right. Connor, don't fall out. Don't fall out of it because you're in the lead, mate. So, focus. Right. What season did Arsenal change to the yellow and blue kit? What season? No, you've got to get the right season. Nobody's got it yet. Well done, Hendon. You got it. Hendon got it. 68-69. I needed the full the full answer. Hendon. So you got it. Oh my days, what's happened to Connor? What are you doing? Right. So you're still in the lead, I think. I think you're still in the lead. Right. What year did Charlie George make his? I want like 51-52 season, not just like I want the proper season. What season it started, what season it ended. What year did Charlie George make his debut? Aaron, you're close, but not close enough. Mike, no. Oh, Mike, yeah, you got it. You got it. Mike, yes, sorry, mate. Mike, you've got it. You've got it. First one. Now, this is going to be interesting now. Can somebody kick out Ricky Owen? If there's actually a mod in here, can they kick that Ricky Owen out? Anyway, right. Next question, number 4. Who did Arsenal play? This is easy. Seriously, this is easy. Who did Arsenal play in the first round of the Fairs Cup? The year they won it, who did Arsenal play in the first round of the Fairs Intercity Fairs Cup? No. Connor, that's who they beat in the final, man. No, Ian. The year they won it, Arsenal won the Intercities Fairs Cup. Who was the first team they played? No. Mike. No, it wasn't Leon. No. Irish team. It's an Irish team. Yeah, Eagle. Yeah. Says I'll beat you in a quiz about modern day Arsenal. Yeah, I bet you would. No, want Dundalk, mate. Nobody's got it. Yeah, well done, Henry. Henry Ray got it. Henry Ray Baker got it. Baker. Right, last question now. Now this is going to be see who actually is going to walk away with the prize. Right, let's see who's going to walk away with the prize. Right, question 5. This is so easy. I only just talked about it. Who did Arsenal lose to in the 71-72 FA Cup final? Yeah, well done, Hendon. Oh, no. Who's got in first? Oh, Connor's got in first. Connor's got there. Connor got there first. Connor Martins. Yep. Connor Martins. If Mama's, I don't know if Mama's still here, actually. I don't know if Mama's still here to check. But I think let me go and check on this one. Let me go and check on the papers. So we've got Connor's got 1, 2, 3 in the first round. And Hendon got 1. Arsenal first got 1. So that's 3, 2. Yep. So Connor, you win, man. Connor, you win. You're the winner. So, Connor, if let me know, are you an Arsenal fan? First off, are you an Arsenal fan or are you an opposing fan? Because I can do, the wife can do. Yeah, Connor's got it. Right, so Connor, do you want that type of mug with the channel on it, right? The channel, and your name, Connor Martins. It'll have your name on it, bro. Have your name on it. And all you need to do, right, is contact me, right? Contact me at, I'll put it in the chat for you because doing it on Instagram is a pain in the bleeding arse, right? I'll put it in here for you. So it's an email I don't use very often. Hang on. What's it called? Email.com. Right. Connor, send me your details there at that email, and I will ship one out to you wherever you are, and you will get a channel mug with your name on it, right? So make sure I've got your name down, and you'll also get one of them little jobbies, a little 91 away shirt. Now I was actually going to sell these on this site, right? But YouTube, that YouTube want to take something like 30%, so it just wasn't worth doing it, man. But if anybody is interested in one, right? Yeah, they're not big money, right? With postage, yeah, we can do these and customize them with your name on, yeah, so that we can post anywhere in the UK. We're not going to post to places like Australia, because you can't, because they have to be checked and all that sort of shit. And Australia, and shipping international to like America is just, unless you want to pay silly money, is just prohibitive. It's the airmail costs are stupidity. But the wife can do them. If you want one with your name, the channel thingy bobby with your name on it, we can do them, and we'll throw in a key ring like that, the Arsenal one. I'm doing a custom mug for the Yeti, and I'm doing a custom mug for Mama Flossie, a Newcastle United mug, and a Nottingham Forest one for the long-haired Yeti. And yeah, so it's all good. The other thing I threw in when I said Kenny Ken's got one. Yeah, AFC always, yeah, they are dishwasher proof, man. We did those. We gave one to Gracie May, I believe, and Kenny Ken. So they've got them. And it was an idea to do some merch, but I'd say YouTube just wanted way too much piss taking, man. They're just going to fleece all the money out of you. So decide not to bother. But yeah, that's YouTube, isn't it? Making money out of everything. So yeah, so Connor, well done, man. Hope you enjoyed the show. Well done winning the quiz. And I'll be joining the Yeti at what time? probably about half an hour. And we're going to watch the Germany game. So everybody go across and watch the Yeti streams. Yeah. Pawns. Yeah. Oh, mate. Nobody sell Jess's email to porn sites. No, mate, if they did, I didn't give a shit anyway, mate. I'll just delete them. Not a problem to me. You should make Godfather Gunner Jez mug. Interesting. Yeah, good. Jez, yeah, they are, mate. They are dishwasher proof, man. They are. But I have to say, I have to give credit, man. I have to give credit. It was the Yeti's idea to do this, right? To do this idea of doing a quiz on a history show. And I thought, yeah, that's a bit of fun. I think that's a bit of fun, man. I've enjoyed it. So, but Jez, you have to do more of these quizzes more often. I'm waiting. I have got a quiz coming up, man. I'm just waiting for a certain party to come back because he holds the crown, and I'm not doing it until he's done it. So I'm not doing it till he's back and watching and everything. Sigma, thanks for the great show, Shiz. Thank you, mate. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Mugs have to be washed on a dinner plate. Do they? I don't know. No idea. It's the long head Yetis. Thanks for putting that in there, Carl. Great show, Jez. Arsenal history more. Enjoyed the rest of the evening and to all in the chat and watching. May catch you all later on Younghead Yeti's K channel later. Absolutely. It's always a laugh. We always take the piss out of each other. Aaron says, cheers to the knowledge again, Jez. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Mike says, we've all enjoyed it, Jez. Fair play to you and Yeti for the idea. No, it was Yeti's idea, man. It was Yeti's. It wasn't mine. Donna, yeah, it's here. Don't worry. Don't worry. And thanks for watching, as always. Connor says, big up Hamden, what a title race. Have a good evening. Yeah, well done, Connor, mate. I say, make sure you send me your details and I can get that made up and sent out to you. No problem at all. Kendon says, are you the Pep at Conor Martins and not the Arteta? Are you the Pep at Conor Martins? Not. No. Yeah, I don't know. Cheers to you as well. Cyborg news, big up Jez and chat. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Cyborg, as well, bro. Longhead is Longhead Yeti's K. Big up Carl, bro. Thanks for dropping the link. Yeah, top man. Go and subscribe to the Longhead Yeti. Yes, mate. Email me. Make sure you do. Pep Lego head. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, that's pretty much it, really. It's been a great fun. I've enjoyed it. Something totally different. I'll do it again, and we will be. Good to see Alan Hansen. Alan Hansen is out of hospital. Absolutely, not my favourite of players, but I wouldn't wish him ill. That's for sure. Cyborg says, "Big up Yeti and Rossi. Long time no see." John says, "Thanks for tonight's stream, Jez. It's a pleasure, man. I always enjoy doing it. I mean, at the end of the day, they get shit views, right? Because there's not many people, apart from you lovely people in the chat, that actually enjoy them. You know, there's most young people don't give a shit about the history of the Arsenal, but I'm going to keep doing it. Because a bit like Bertie Mee back in the day, he believed in the honour and tradition of the club. So do I. And it does aggravate me when people don't respect that in the club of our nature. So I will keep doing it, and nobody's going to stop me. You know, if I did it, I've got one person watching. I'll still do it. I don't care, because to me, it's passionate to me about the history of my club, And I think the football club should do more. They don't. And I find that very, very, very annoying. But it is what it is. So, yeah, even if one person's watching, one person learns a little bit about the football club. Yeah, that's I've done my job. I've done my job. Aaron says, I'm 35. I love listening to it, but someone who's experienced it proper. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm not keen on quizzes, says Henry, but I would have a go. Yeah, you did have a go. Well done. Fair play to you. Connor says, the history is the most important part of Arsenal, and you're the only one who pushes it out. So you're a legend for that alone. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Billy says, notice how Northside and Lee don't support your streams. Even your birthday stream, they ducked out. No, they were there, man. They were there. They were there. But Lee, fairness to Lee, he was meeting up with his partner, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. He hadn't seen her for like 2 months or something like that. So I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with it. I'm not in competition with Lee. I'm not in competition with Northside. You know, they do their thing. I do my thing, and that's it. You know, I ain't got a problem with it. Quick question, some Sigma. Was it true the captain picked the style of shirt, whether the whole team wore? I don't know. That's a good question. Short or long sleeve shirts? I don't know. That's a very, very, very good. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have to look that up. I imagine it. I don't know, because if it's in the winter time, some players might want to wear short sleeve and some might want to wear long. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll have a look at that. I don't know. Longhead Yeti's Cave. Yeah, Jez, they are all my other accounts. Thanks for the mug and keyring. No worries, bro. Mike says, exactly, Jez. Keep it up. It's a pastime and we enjoy it. Does not matter how many are watching, and true fans are learning a lot about the club from you. Thank you, mate. Billy says, you're a gentleman, Jez. Much respect, mate. Thank you very much, and respect to you as well. Thank you for watching, bro. Yes, 100. Not sure. Captains always chose style of shirt. Really? I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Longhead Yeti's Cave, Jez's quality. Make sure you like and sub. Yeah, smash the likes, people. It does help the channel. It does. Sigma 76. It was the captain that decided on long or short sleeves back in the day. Not anymore. Okay, so that's changed then. Oh, right. John says, I hear Tony Adams used to choose the shirts. Okay. I don't know that. I'm being educated. Thank you. Aaron says, remember that Flamini went against it and ripped the long sleeves off his shirt. Did he? I don't know. I don't know about this. Emerson says, the answer is yes, but nowadays they do not do it regarding shirts on match days. Okay. Sigma says, that's what I was told by my dad, Hendon. Oh, okay. I see your dad's Hendon Gooner. Oh, big up. Big up. Right, people, I'm out of here. I'm going to be joining the Yeti in a little bit. So I'll do the outro, people. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Big up to Connor for winning the mug and the keyring thingy, Bobby. So we're out of it. He said, well, no. Oh, okay. I thought you said my dad. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're about. Aaron says, our pleasure, Jez. Mike, yeah, I'm getting out of here now. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I will do another one of these in a few weeks. And we're out. Take care and have a good evening.